Oh, what's it doing? Eh. All right, I thought I touched. Okay, good. Okay, that's good. I almost made a mistake. I touched a button, and then the little icon went away, and I was like, "Wait, I think I might have just nuked everyone." All right, but we didn't nuke. We didn't nuke. That's good. Okay, let me get this old sound down. Okay, so hopefully everybody's still in. Hopefully I didn't bounce anybody. I clicked the button. I don't think it nuked anyone, but it looked for a second like I was down to like one avenue. And I was like, uh-oh. That was not the plan. That was not the plan. Let's see. Do you have an opinion about Bryce, Paul, and Brendan Vehemen on their podcast, Crypto 101? I'm not aware of it. So not aware of it, no opinion. What's their opinion? And I can have an opinion about their opinion. If you can summarize their opinion, we can all participate in their opinion. Yeah, I don't know. I never even heard of those guys. But that doesn't mean anything. Most people never heard of us. So, whatevs. God, these things are so messy, man. Oh, so messy. So messy, so little time. All right. Let me look and see. I am just going to look at the options prices. Let's see. That looks good. Okay. 7.7. Oh, we have a memory leak situation we're solving. All right. Oh, that's badass. Narrowing. Oh, snap. Running the full writer's room, refine it at the same time. Currently, fourth iteration costs us like, great. So that little dream idea I had is done. While we were talking, from my dream, this pilot episode was generated. I know you can't see it, but I'm showing you this so that you know it's not braggadocio. Is that how you pronounce it? Braggadocio? God, how many pages is it? Okay, 29. Ooh, it even gave it a cool name. My dream, I called it X War. Like, you know how you have like these collaborations, this X this X this. That's funny. Oh, you know what? I think we need to make it where the creation date is not 2024. That's funny. You just put on it 2024 as the date, the original draft. Well, it can't have been in the past. That's cool. Holy crap. Jeez, man, that's weird. It's like cool weird. Anyway, okay, Bryce loves meme coins. That's all you need to tell me, Paula. So I would say, I mean, I'm not going to cast dispersions, but anybody that loves meme coins doesn't have a firm grasp on fucking reality. That's all I have to say about that. But they may have some other good ideas. Is there anything crypto adjacent that you think is a good investment? Well, there is an AI project that contacted me doing an AI, a layer one managed by AI, and a kind of cool consensus mechanism that uses this kind of representative voting thing. They sent me I need to go through their white paper and kind of like try to really wrap my brain around it. It looked kind of cool. They're still, I don't know, probably many, many months away from even talking about a token, but the token is the food for the ecosystem, right? Like the consumable quantity. So maybe, I would say maybe. Yeah. Braggadocio. Okay. Talking about AI brings up an interesting point. Crypto, if we're unable to make money, what would be the value of ETH BTC? We wouldn't be able to transact. No, remember those networks are still going to store a lot of value. Okay, Scott, you're bringing up a lot of things. Yeah, I think you're asking 20 questions in one question. And you're making statements as questions. So I think you need to refine your thoughts a little bit. You're saying if we're unable to make money, okay, but like if you own a piece of real estate, you have it, right? If you can find someone to sell it to, there's some arbitrage there. Whether or not you can sell your brain time for money is, I think, a different question. So there's a lot of questions that I think you're painting with an unnecessarily wide brush. I'll say that. I don't think it's black or white if unable to make money. Well, there's ways that don't value your time and effort, but that can return a reward, right? So, job of accountant, probably not. Going in and stepping into a transaction between three parties and just saying, listen, let's put the law, maybe. I own this real estate or whatever. Those kinds of things are still going to exist. There's going to be ways to make money that don't have to do with some skill set that you learned that's replaceable by software. And I don't know that, and also I don't understand the thing of we wouldn't be able to transact anymore. What do you mean you wouldn't be able to transact? You don't get to go to the store and buy food with money units? Food just shows up on your 3D printer? Like, I still think value would be transferred in some form or another. It's not the end of the monetary system next year. People still have coins. Like, they still use coins. So it doesn't matter how advanced the system gets. There's always going to be some people in the in-between, right? What would be the new market and forms of exchange for their place? And again, I think you just asked 7,000 hours worth of questions in that. And I get it. You're grappling with this as you're typing. Everybody's grappling with this. And I don't think there's any solid answers for any of that stuff. I think there's extremes, but life is rarely at the extremes, Selling your brain time. Yeah, that's right. Like compute time, Johnny Mnemonic. Yeah, even that idea has been had. Raymond, good. That was a good callback. I don't know. No one knows. Braggadocious. None of us, with all of our technology, can get that word right. But braggadocious is one, but there's also braggadocio or whatever 11 said. That's one. That's also one. I've heard that. I mean, just because I've heard it doesn't mean it's real. But I guess if I heard it, then at some degree, it's real. Like the amount of use of a word determines its realness, right? With a decreasing cost of ETH fees, do you see a real need for hoarding the token? and price go up versus people just buying a little bit from time to time. I think they'll be both. On the institutional level, probably more hoarding, just whatever. And then on the individual level, there's always going to be hoarding as investment anytime that there's a relatively fixed supply of an asset. I think Ethereum functions better because of its monetary policy, that it's not locked. And so you would try to balance emissions with, or you try to balance the burn of the token with the creation of new tokens each year. Because you need, a real currency supply, if we're endeavoring to create that, is something that can expand and contract with market expansions and contractions, and population expansions and contractions, credit crises and whatnot. Remember the 3 C's of life: cash, credit, quality collateral. Well, CCQC, cash, credit, quality collateral. So you look at cash and credit and collateral conditions, and that basically tells you what you need to know for the rest of the macro. And right now, cash, credit, and collateral situations in the world are not great. They're not great. So we're in the doldrums. We's done inside the doldrums. Put your turban like Johnny Carson did. Yes. Yeah, I wish. Listen, I solved writers. Well, me and Brandon, myself, Scott, we solved the need for writers. You don't need writers anymore. In the next 6 months, we're going to solve cameras. We're going to solve musicians. We're going to solve editors. We're going to solve some cool things. Everybody else will be solving these things too. But our version is ultimately, I think it boils down to this. Everybody in the world has one or many stories, and they deserve to tell them. And nothing should limit you from telling your story. Nothing. Period. Not money, not technology, not 16 scummy fucking assholes that live here in Los Angeles that decide collectively what the rest of the world gets to watch on TV. Fuck those guys. Fuck that whole crew. I want to burn that bitch to the ground. It's a fucking mess anyway, and it's mostly gross. So, I like Robert Downey Jr., but does anybody think it makes sense that he gets $80 million to play a superhero? Only in a broken system can that be possible. And you have all these starving people try to, I have a story to tell. Well, no one cares about your story. Fuck that shit. So I think everybody on earth should be able to tell their story. That's the main goal of what we're doing with cinema. How much will X for X? Well, it's not that anymore. 11. It's got a new title. It's called The Narrowing, which might be better than my title. I'll be honest right now. Let's see. I don't even know how it starts. Remember, this was just from a dream. It was just from a dream. Exterior in space. Eternal night. Earth hangs in the void. A burning red marble, continents invisible beneath a skin of fire. Ooh. Oceans boiled to memories. The blue is gone. What remains is ember and ash and the slow dying of everything. The camera falls through the black, through the silence toward that wounded sphere, and then into the atmosphere through concentric rings of roaring flame, through columns of ash and smoke that rise like pillars of a cathedral built by ruin. I'm just reading you what this motherfucker wrote while we were talking about it. If that doesn't just the idea, just extract, forget that this is a dream I had, just this idea that if we could create a way that every human on the planet could tell their story and nobody could silence them, no matter how fucking outrageous what they have to say is, that they get their say. I can't think of anything more valuable than that. Do you know that TikTok is the low valuation is $120 billion. So if we can become the TikTok of television and film, and eventually just the TikTok of idea, that's probably worth a lot of blue units, or again, whatever the value units are. Yes, there are only 7 stories, Mary, but we all have different versions of those 7 stories. Mary, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had an idea? That's it. That's the question. Have you ever had an idea? And you wanted to express that. That's it. If this applies to you, then you will use our app. Does that make sense? Because no one else is letting you do it. The way the whole system in the world works, you have an idea, Mary. I'm going to tax the shit out of that. I'm going to make you jump through so many hoops. You're going to feel like an Olympic hula hooper. And if I haven't wrung every last nickel out of you, and your desire to live isn't just completely obliterated, maybe 16 years later that someone else gets to see your idea. Otherwise, along the way, someone fucking steals it, or they tell you you're no good, or they beat you up and tell you to go work some piece of shit job where you claw your way up to lower middle management, or a position of greatest incompetence where you wake up every morning saying, I don't know what I do, but luckily no one else does either. No, man. You shouldn't have anything standing in the way. Doesn't mean that your idea is going to change the world or whatever, but it's your idea. You should have an outlet for that. Yeah, the Hallmark Channel. It's just one story. There's not even 2 stories. There's just one of the 7, but that's what 17% or something. So, whatever. I gave a storyline to one of my clients after they closed out their 7th award-winning season. They yelled at me because they could have had an 8th. What a bunch of dicks. What a bunch of dicks. Yeah, man. I mean, so that's our main core concept, is that everybody should be able to tell a story, or however many they want. And if their story resonates, you should get compensated for that story. I mean, I think that's fair. Yeah, form a writing group for us. Who knows? Listen, this time next year, this might be a writing group. We might have just all monetized our ideas by then, and we just talk about ways to uber monetize our ideas. And yeah, we thought about all sorts of crypto things but there's just no good crypto fit for what we're doing. We don't need, we do the Ethereum timestamp, but the only thing we thought about doing is when we get some investment money, if we do another round or something like that, is do an Ethereum treasury. But that'd be about it. I don't know that there's a crypto play there that makes sense. Let's see. Still wanting to know what it costs to use that aspect. I'll tell you. Oh, you want to know? I'll tell you. What are you curious about? You want to know what it costs? Let's see. Hold on. Hold your horses. Okay. Costs. Okay, for the AI native writers room. Okay, you would be in the creator and small brand tier. Yes, Quartium. 15 to 30. This is advertising. That's advertising. Let me get to the AI writers room, because we're doing one for advertising too, where you can do commercials and things like that. Okay, the packages are the agency tier, the creator small brand tier. Okay, creator small brand, agency, brand, enterprise, and then performance lab. The creator tier which is for YouTube creators, startups, DTC brands, direct to consumer. Individuals is this is the concept part of it. I got to get to the actual pricing part. Give me a second. Un momentito. Okay. Okay, there's the creator tier. Turning ideas into professional structured scripts quickly and affordably. What you get, full-length script, which is a pilot, a feature, or episodic package. Recursive AI writer's room development. 3 to 4 structured optimization passes. That's where it grinds up your script. And then we give you all those versions of that script, by the way. So you end up with like 10 or 20 versions of the script, and you can kind of choose from them. You get a coverage scoring report for each version of your script. It's all industry standard formatting. It's a deliverable script. It's like done. It's ready to, you could go to pre-production with it. Delivery within the 72-hour to 5-day time period, depending on if it's multiple episodes. It's 5 days. You get cryptographic IP timestamps. So every single time a change is made, there's an Ethereum transaction so that you have a timestamp provenance of the whole process. So no one could come back and say you didn't do this. You could be like, bitch, I got like 25 timestamps on Ethereum. I did this. So it's yours, right? And the cost for said is where's the pricing tier? Okay, that's that. Give me the prices. Let me go up. There were two separate documents. The pricing document was a separate one. Give me a second. Okay, come on, man. Come on, guy. Okay, that's the press release. Here we go. Okay, so the television pilot is between 2,500 and 7,500. The feature film, which is 90 to 120 pages, is between 5,000 and 15,000. The 4-episode arc is between 10,000 and 25,000. That's the full 4 episodes. A full season, which is 8 to 10 episodes, including the pilot, is between 25,000 and 75,000, which is it's a lot of space because a lot of it depends on how much source material you use and how tightly we want to constrain the writing to your original ideas. And then we have an enterprise deal that's between 2 and 10 million a year, and that's for like studios and networks. So the pricing model is okay. Creator tier, pilot development sprint, $6,500. And then you can do for $750, you can continue to iterate it. So meaning you get your final script, you get your scoring and all this, and you say, hey, I want you to do 5 more iterations and give me those 5 scripts and those 5 coverages. And then we give you all those, and that's a $750 per circle, right? Per rewrite and all that. So it's like a rewrite, which by the way, that would be $10, $20, $50,000 if you got humans to do it. The feature development is $12,500, which is your 90 to 120 page screenplay, 4 recursive passes, coverage reports for each pass, structural rewrite optimization, 5-day delivery window, and then all of your on ledger documentation, your full cryptographic proof of all those versions. Your limited series is $18,000. Your full season is $45,000. And at the professional tier, those all bump up by a double. So the pilot's $25,000, the feature's $40,000, an 8-episode season is $90,000, and then the studio pricing is annual license range between $2 and $8 million a year. It has to do with the studios and stuff. It has to do with the size of their slate. So yeah. That's how it be. And then the only other thing, and then people can buy out our IP. We own 5% of the IP in any project unless they want to buy it out. And if they want to buy it out, then the basically buy out our back end, then it's the tiered model with 6,500 plus 5% back end, or 12,000 is flat. So basically you double it, and that whacks out the any IP that we would own. It's yours, you own it, we don't have a claim to it at that point. Do you still feel 150,000 BTC is likely this year? Yes, I do. I thought it was likely last year, but then we got private credit fucked. We got private credit smashed. You know what? Let me do something. I need to send this. Let me just send this real quick. Processing with and without backend for clarity. Copy, send. Okay. Let me just send this before I forget. As long as I've got it all copy and pasted, it's easy. Okay. Wait a range. Need hypercycled. No, none of you need to do this. None of you need to do it. I'm not trying to sell you guys on this. I'm telling you, we just started doing this, our AI native writers room. The cost for you guys to get your idea out of your head on our site using Writer, almost free, like nothing. Is it going to take you some time? Yes. Is it going to be professionally written? Kind of, because you're using our tools, but you're working with it. What I'm talking about is a click and a script, a click and a script. And if you're a studio or a producer, a network, you might not have time to go sit down and click and script and click and script. Right? Like you want to automate the whole damn thing. So that's what I'm talking to. Yes, there is a free model that we're launching in the next few days or maybe a week that everybody can use. The whole point of Cinema is that the way in is almost free. That's the whole point. We want it to be almost free. Almost, we can't pay for your compute costs, but we're charging nothing, like nothing. Anything we can offer for free. I mean, it might be $30 here, $20 there, but that's the cost of the actual computation. We're not making any money on these tools. We don't make money on coverage. We don't make money on Writer. We don't make money on render, storyboard, previs, advertising, like none of it. We don't make any money on those. We make money when you bring your content over to our streaming network, and then we ad monetize your ideas, your shows, and that's how we make money. We get a piece of the ad revenue, bro. And then if your projects sell to producers in the old Hollywood system, we get a piece of that. If you use our writing software to write your script, we get 15%. If you don't, we get 5%, right? Because we're brokering the deal, right? Which, by the way, is way less than an agent and a manager and a lawyer would charge you. They basically take half. Not us. So yeah. Website, basically, yes, that's the whole reason we haven't launched it yet. Well, we have launched it. Parts of it are working right now. This is working right now. You can go and do coverage, but the idea part of it, the Writer app, it's finished, but we're making it easy to use. We want everybody to be able to use it. And so we're using the Brandon's wife litmus test. When Brandon's wife can use Writer and it's easy for her, we feel fairly confident that it's easy for everyone. So yes, that's the whole point, Donna. We want it to be easy and we want it to be freezy, not free, freezy, in the range of free. And we're even going out and applying for grants and government government funds and all that to offset the cost of some of these, compute situations for people that don't have, like, low income situation. Like, we don't want, because you live in sub-Saharan Africa, that you can't participate. You should be able to. Anybody with a phone or a computer should be able to participate. Yeah. There's that. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, let's take one last look at this market that's actually up, just so we can all, in our minds, see it. Everybody, take a good look at an up market. We don't get many of them. We don't get many. See, 11, I could take what you submitted to coverage and push that in and just spit out the script. I could give it into our native writers room, but I won't do that because I want you to go through the process. I want you to experience it. But listen, my last little thing, I'm going to do some cheap advertising. If any of you do have people that are trying to do a project and they have a very short timeline, send them my email. All right, let's call it a day. Green market, we're green. We're actually having a green week. Holy crap. You know what? We'll take it. Stay in school, don't do drugs, don't do anything but pour and solve a drunk, struggling with grandmother, or Brandon wouldn't do. I don't know. Weather, where he is, the weather's probably great. You know what it is here? Also great.